جايين من كل مكان للصويرة زينة البلدان زوروا نرجع فرحان.
ברשות מוריי ורבותיי, with the permission of Hashem, I would like today to speak to you about a beautiful story that the Haftarah that we learn on Shabbat. As you know, all the life of our patriarch Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, it was a life with service to Hashem, and they served Hashem really with all their strength. It was not an easy life, it was a hard life, but they believed so much on Hashem, so they respected so much Hashem, so whatever, ever, any kind of situation they were, they just went through that situation with a sacrifice, everything done for Hashem. And I have to tell you something. If Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, if you read all their history, and if you see that with all the problems they went through, and they went through with success, without telling Hashem, why you do that to us? If that was their life, that is a message for us, that any kind of situation we can go through the situation. Because Hashem, He will not send you a situation, a test, if you cannot resist it. There was a woman here in Paris, a lot of years, she prayed to Hashem to have a baby. And she did a lot of things. She got pregnant, she lost it. It was not easy for her. And always she did not stop. Always she came. Another blessing, another bracha. There was a beautiful story. It happened in Israel. There was a woman after 20 years that she did not have babies, and she had a baby. The moment it was a baby girl, and unfortunately, she cried, the baby, when she went out. Of course, the mother was happy. The father was outside. He heard the crying of the daughter, but it was complicated. The daughter passed away. And they came to the mother with doctors to give her the news and to prepare her psychologically. And because after 20 years, she saw the baby cried on her hand, they took the baby to clean her, and then she stopped. The heart stopped. She told them, please do me a favor. I want to hold the baby. They told her, please, don't do that. Don't see her. No, I have to see her. She's my baby. I've been waiting for her for 20 years. Please. And they began the baby. She took the baby in her hand. She said, Hashem, thank you for giving me a baby. And I don't deserve it. So you want to take it. So I give it to you back. Thank you. At least you give me a baby for a few minutes. Thank you very much. It's hard. It's a big sacrifice. There was a big rabbi, Rabbi Grossman. When he heard that story, he went to see her. He went to the hospital. He told her, I heard from a doctor friend what you did yesterday. So I'm sure the word that you said to Hashem, thank you for giving me a baby for 1 minute. Hashem will give you a real baby, alive, and please, I live in the Migdal HaEmek. If Hashem give you a baby by next year, invite me to the Brit Milah. And a year after, she came with her husband to Migdal HaEmek, and she invited him to the Brit Milah to be the Sandak. You see, life is full of tests. But Hashem knows. We don't know why Hashem do that. Hashem has his own reason, we don't know why. That was from Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, we learn a lot of things. But one thing now we want to talk about. So that means all their life was full of mitzvot, Torah. Like the Torah said, Abraham Zaken Baba Yamim. Abraham was old, and he owned the days. He owned the time. Usually, we live with the time. We say time is money. We live time. No. By the tzaddikim, time is Hashem. Time is Torah. Time is mitzvot. I will not let the time to do with me whatever they want. No. I will use the time only to serve Hashem with the time that's Hashem. So I own the time, not the time on me. It's not the time who will tell me what to do. I will tell the time what to do. That was Avraham Avinu. So when David HaMelech, when he was old, he was very, very old. So it was and he was very cold, and his body was cold, so he didn't go out from the palace. So he remained in the palace. So his son Adoniah, he started to proclaim himself as a king. So he called all the staff of his father, most of them, not all of them, most of them. He called them and he told them, look, if you don't crown me as a king, so my brother Shlomo, he'll be the king. Maybe he will not be nice to you. Now, if you help me to be the king, I will give you positions in my kingdom. So they accepted. They went near the river and they proclaimed him as a king. And he had a lot of people around him, and they said, life to the king, vive le roi, Hayal Malik, you know, life to the king, God save the king, okay? So Bathsheba, she came to David HaMelech. She said, David, my husband, you are the king. You heard what happened? Adoniah, your son, proclaimed himself as a king. Now, if you become the king, you are old man, you're gonna die. If you die, he will kill me. He will kill your son Shlomo. So, do something. And the way she was talking to him, the prophet Nathan came as well, and he said to David, you heard the news? What news? Well, your son Adoniah, he became the king. He invite, you have been Seroya, all the big people, all your big friends, all the army is with him, and now it's a problem. If you become the king, he probably will kill me, he will kill your wife, he will kill, to ensure his kingdom, he will kill Shlomo, he will kill everybody. And do something. So the King David said, well, I promise you, today I will proclaim Shlomo as the king. And that's it. And that's what happened. That day, David HaMelech, he called all his close friends, and he announced that Shlomo, from now, he is the king. and he became Shlomo HaMelech the king. When Adoniah heard that David HaMelech, he sent message to all Israel that Shlomo is the king, so automatically he went, because no one can fight David HaMelech. David is the king, and it's David HaMelech who decides who will be the king, not to be the king. Adoniah, he thought now that David HaMelech is ill, so he took the advantage. No, David HaMelech now, he woke up, he went out of the bed, and they make a big announcement. So all Jews came when he told everybody, my son, he is your new king. This is the history. And as you know, the Shlomo HaMelech, he was the one that built the Beit HaMikdash. Okay? Now my question is, when Abraham Avinu died, the whole world knew that he passed away. And from everywhere they came for the funeral. I don't understand. David HaMelech, he did not hear the news that Adoniah, he proclaimed himself as a king. He needed that people come to tell him what happened. I mean, for me, it's very hard to understand this. At that time, there was no texto, there was no telegraph, there was no news, there was no television, there was nothing. But the news was from mouth to mouth, and 1 minute everybody knows. I mean, what happened in Jerusalem at that time, that Adoniah proclaimed himself as a king with all the big people with him, very important people. Eviatar, Yoav ben Zeruiah, I mean, that kind of news, everybody should know about it. Everybody should hear about it. And it seemed like David HaMelech, no one told him. I mean, a news like that, no one will. Bathsheba, she came, and the same way that Bathsheba heard the news, and Nathan the prophet heard the news, David HaMelech, with all his God, all the people that surround him, how no one came to David HaMelech to tell him what's going on. I mean, there was, like today, you have CIA, to the FBI, today you have les renseignements généraux, you have people that spies, I mean, to protect David HaMelech, he has all kinds of people to protect him, to see what's going on the street. No one came to David HaMelech to tell him the news. Well, can you imagine if Bathsheba would not come and Nathan will not come to give to David HaMelech the news? That means no one will have the courage to tell him what happened. My friend, I would like just to tell you this. One day, I went to see my rabbi to visit him. Rab Chaim Shmuel Lopian al-Bashar. He was a big tzaddik. When I went to see him in Jerusalem, I saw that his thief hurt him. And I saw that every time he used to take his hand, it's like his hand hurt him. Sometimes even his foot hurt him. I told him, Rebbe, are you in pain? He said, yes, when sometimes I feel the pain. So I told him, no, I'll help you. I'll take you to the doctor. I pay for you. We do some study about you. He said, no, Rabbi, don't worry. When I study Torah, I don't feel the pain. Only because now I don't study Torah, so I feel the pain. But it's gonna go. When your visit's finished, I will start to study Torah. No pain. That means that the Torah is the medication. One day, there was a lot of times, there's a lot of stories about tzaddikim. I'll tell you a few. One day, Rav Avdia Yosef, he was studying Torah and the light went off. And because maybe he did not pay the bill of the electricity. So he went down and he started to read with the electricity of the light of the street. So there was a man who was walking. He said, "Hacham Obadia, what do you do in this street?" He said, "Well, I have no light in my house, so I read with the light of the electricity, with the light of the street." And that man, he said that the next day in the morning, when he went to the shul, he saw Rabbi Yosef still standing all night. He told him, "Hacham Obadia, you still reading?" He said, "Well, now it's time I'm going to go to bed." He said, "But it's time to go to pray Shachrit." It's already morning. That means Rabbi Yosef all night he was studying. He did not realize that it was already the morning. One day, Rabbi Chaim Brisk, a big tzaddik, he was in shul, he studied Torah with his Rebbe. The Rebbe said, "Well, now it's time that I have to go." So he told him, "When you finished, you put the light off, and I'll see you tomorrow." So, the morning, the Rebbe came, and he saw Rabbi Chaim Brisk still in his book, studying Torah. He told him, "When did you come?" He said, "I didn't go nowhere. I was here all night." That means the Torah is so beautiful. For those who love Torah, they cannot live without the Torah. Rabbi Moshe Feinstein said one day, "The Torah is so exciting. I'm so excited when I study Torah. So I'm so happy that I can't stop because the Torah excites me. The more I read, the more I want to read. The more I read, the more I want to read." David HaMelech said in Tehillim, "Ma ahavti toratecha. Kol hayom yisihati." David HaMelech was a king. And a king has no time. A king usually always is busy. And David HaMelech said, "Oh, how much I love the Torah. All day the Torah, it's my conversations. All day. All the life of David HaMelech was full of Torah." And David HaMelech said, he was a king. Usually kings, they love money, they love gold, they love diamond, they love pearls. What David HaMelech said, "Hanehemadi mizahav u'pazrav u'mtukim midevash." That the Torah, it's more sweet than gold, than money, than pearls. It's more sweet than sweet. More sweet than honey. Why more sweet than honey? There is nothing sweet more than honey. You know, the difference is honey, you can eat, but after you cannot eat. I mean, you cannot eat more than what you can. After you get sick. But the Torah, the more you read, the more you want to read. That's why we compare the Torah as water. Because with the water, always there is water. Always do you see a wave of water coming. This is the Torah. The more Torah you read, the more there is more and more and more and more and more and more. So now I understand. David HaMelech alav hashalom, even that he was old, even that he was cold, the only way to feel well and to feel nice and to feel really, really comfortable is when he was reading the Torah. When he was reading the Torah, his mind was out of this world. So no one could stop him to give him news. Because he was still, only his wife, Bathsheba, she came, she's the wife. No one will dare to talk to him about news, what's going on the street. Because he was reading Torah, he was studying Torah. But his wife, she can't stop him. "Hey, David!" "Yes, who are you?" "I'm Bathsheba, I'm your wife." Yes, what? You know what, the news, what news? Then Nathan HaNavi came. Now that his wife, she woke him up, she woke him up for studying Torah, so he started to talk at him because it was a danger. So somebody asked me if he was studying Torah, how it's possible that that Bathsheba and Nathanael Navi, they stop him from studying Torah. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai said, anyone who studies Torah, you are not allowed to stop him. If you stop him, the one who stop, he can be in danger. It's no good, because Torah is more than anything. So I told him, no. He was studying Torah, and Bathsheba, she talked Torah with him, because she avoid crime. If she would not give him the news, God forbid, Adoniah could be king, and he will kill a lot of people. He will kill all his family. So, and then Hashem will tell to Bathsheba, why didn't stop him? You were the only one who could stop him. Even Nathan, the prophet Nathan, he was not so close to David HaMelech as his wife. So that's why she did. Besides this, who told Bathsheba to go to David HaMelech and stop him from learning Torah to give the news? It's Nathan. And Nathan was a prophet. And Nathan and Navi Hashem told him, tell David HaMelech that his son Shlomo will be the king. And now, if God forbid, if David HaMelech died and he did not proclaim Shlomo HaMelech as a king, so Adoniah will be the king against the will of Hashem, it will be a civil war, and he will kill Shlomo HaMelech. Why? You have to avoid all this. Just, my friend, just to teach you, this Haftarah, this beautiful story to tell you, all the life of David HaMelech was a life full of Torah. Like Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov. That's why we mention the patriarch, Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, Moshe, Aaron, David, Yosef, and Shlomo. Because all those tzaddikim, their main life was Torah. All their life was Torah. And I would like to finish with this. After 120 years, people die. They go up there. What do you do up there? Up there is no money, no children, no food, no drink, no bar, no sea, no plane, no wives, nothing. So what do you do there? There, just you sit and you study Torah. But if you did not study Torah in this world, how can you get the pleasure up there? So up there, you get bored. You have nothing to do up there. So, as long as you live, take advantage. Enjoy life, but don't forget. Enjoy life kasher, with good things. Enjoy life with Torah. Study Torah. Because after 120 years, that's what you will find. Torah. Of course, Torah Munahabik is David. You have Torah everywhere. Wherever you go, there is Torah. But you have to open the Torah. You have to take the advantage. You have to study Torah. It's not there is Torah. There is Torah. She's waiting for you to take it, to study it. Because that's what you will find. So that's why the tzaddikim, all their life, was Torah. They live with their Hashem, their Torah, Da'at Torah. All their life was connected to the Torah. I would like to finish. Look at with the Jews, when Moshe Rabbeinu was in the Shamayim, in the sky, to receive the Torah. Yoshua ben Nun was waiting for him near the mountain. After 40 days, 40 nights, when Hashem said to Moshe Rabbeinu, Moshe, the Jews made the Avodah Zarah, they made the idolatry, get down. And the Jews at that time, they were screaming, dancing around the Avodah Zarah, around the idolatry that they did. And Moshe Rabbeinu said to Yeshua, what I hear? I hear noise, I dancing, I screaming. And Yeshua said, I don't hear nothing. I mean, how you hear nothing? I mean, I hear, you don't hear. Now I hear. But how it's possible that Yeshua did not hear? You know why? Because Yeshua ben Nun, he was waiting for Moshe Rabbeinu, and he was studying Torah. He was concentrated on the Torah, so he did not hear nothing outside. My friend, this is like at David HaMelech. He was concentrated on the Torah. He did not hear nothing. So now that Bathsheba stopped him, so now he woke up. And you know, the Gemara said, he woke up from his studying. The Gemara said that the day that David HaMelech passed away, the angel of death, he couldn't touch him because he was studying Torah. Can you imagine? He couldn't touch. You know what he did, the angel of death? He started to make a big noise in the house. So David HaMelech, he stopped for 1 minute, for 1 second, to see what's going on, and that second, he passed away. That was David HaMelech. Melech David Zaken Baba Yamin. All his life was Torah, mitzvot. And what he did beside, it was according to the Torah. So it was Torah. Like Abraham, Tzchak, Yaakov. I would like to wish you well, God bless you, take care.
على ربيع حيم بنتو وقف لنا زي خو